a video from a popular autism creator talking about recognizing their childhood trauma and wondering whether, now that they know how that's impacted them, their autism diagnosis is still valid. And this is something that I've wondered about quite a lot over the years as someone who experienced a lot of childhood trauma and has a diagnosis of autism and ADHD. And I concluded that I am neurodivergent and that some of my experiences can be explained by that big T, childhood trauma. I experience traits that are consistent with the neurodivergent diagnoses that I have from a very young age. I was stimming, I had communication differences, I experienced singular monotropic focus, I had difficulty with change, I had massively different and sometimes traumatic sensory processing differences. All of these things were true from a very young age, and I have clear memories that support that. I also think that it's really difficult to separate neurodivergence and trauma because neurodivergent people experience trauma on account of their neurodivergence. So it's quite tricky to say, are you neurodivergent or are you traumatized? Because it's often both. Experiencing that big T trauma as a child has made my neurodivergence more challenging at times. Experiences with emotional regulation and executive functioning difficulties can be exacerbated by trauma or even caused by trauma. I also think that my experiences of childhood abuse were nuanced because of my neurodivergence, because there were aspects of my neurodivergence that caused my abusers to behave essentially more abusively towards me and to justify that with the fact that they viewed me as differently.